Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. It's the BSR Formula Renault Championship in association with the Apex Racing League, here from the Virginia International Raceway in the United States. Andrew Woodhouse with Adam Bath, iRacing World Championship driver Alex Simpson. And Alex, I know you've raced this place in the Formula 1 machinery before. It's challenging, isn't it? And it's more like an old school, it's a bit like a British circuit in many ways, this one.
Yep, hello everybody. Good to be here. Love this place actually. It's got a great little flow to it. Once you get into a rhythm here, you really can go. Very easy to make mistakes. Curbs are quite lethal, and the big grassy areas just mean you seem to slide on forever if you do go off. But yeah, it's I think some people would put this as like a Marmite track as well. You know, you either love it or hate it, depending on what car you're driving. So I have to say the open wheelers tend to be a little bit tougher to drive, but I think the Renault, the power of that is probably in a nice little place. Actually, you can really attack the course quite well, but it's not so powerful that it's going to bite you.
Adam, week off for you last week. This week, returning to a very, very challenging circuit. And what are you expecting from the racing here tonight?
It's going to be pretty interesting, really. It's a pretty long straight down the back section of the circuit. So I think with these Formula Renaults, we're going to see a lot of slipstreaming, and that roller coaster section right at the end of the lap, before going into the hog pen, I think it was called, at the very end of the end of the lap. That's definitely going to be the key area I think we're going to see over the 4 races that we've got coming up today.
Yeah, the drivers will be hoping not to make a pig's ear of that section, as the hog pen. It could get a little bit difficult through there. Of course, Alex, do you see? We usually see quite a bit of overtaking to turn 1 as well. That could be a good overtaking place.
Yeah, I genuinely think that'll be one of the key ones as well. Get the last sector right, get that run through down there. It's quite a long straight and quite a tricky corner. There's a couple of lines you can go through there, so even if someone does defend the inside, you can sort of try and take them around the outside. But this circuit, again, with the zero runoff area, it's very, very easy for somebody up the inside just to squeeze the driver out wide, and yeah, it's curtains for them then.
Yeah, and Adam, sorry, it's a bit of a who's who at the front of this this grid. We've got several big names out there, and at the minute they're looking like they're dominating the qualifying session.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We've got Martin van Loosenhout, of course, the force to be reckoned with this season. He's been so good, been one of the quickest drivers, probably the quickest driver we've had this season over a single lap. Jack Heafley second, Pete Berryman in third. Of course, another champion in the Formula Renault official series. Then Graham Carroll, he's racing tonight. Car 35 was at the WEC at the weekend with none other than Alex Simpson. Josh Thompson in 5th, Stephen Baxter 6th, David Baker in 7th on the grid, and Samuel Lebert in 8th with Rose 9th, and Jos Honig running out the top 10.
Well, that's what happens, Alex, when you're, first name basis with a lot of the top drivers in that series.
Yeah, a great weekend actually. So yeah, not only obviously at the WEC, but we popped up to see young Will Tregurtha in the British GT on the Monday as well. So at Oulton Park. So great weekend of racing.
Yeah, you crammed a lot into that long weekend, and well, you thought you were ready for a break, and now we've got 4 races in the Renault for you. Yeah,
I kind of got my days mixed up and was thinking it was Monday, and all of a sudden it's it's Tuesday, isn't it? So it's like
It's a good thing for you that the Rakematech's got at least a couple of weeks off, so that you
yeah, that's true.
Went up through the night last night. Who's the money on then, Adam, for this one, in your opinion?
It might be Martin van Loosenhout, I think, but you never know with the slipstream that we've got on the back straight. So Pete Berryman, who's just put him up into second place on the grid, if he can stay with him through the S's section on the opening lap, not too much downforce on these cars, so through the S's he should be able to stick with his Apex colleague, and by the time we get through the Oak Tree Bend and he's still with him, I think we should have an interesting race on our hands.
Yeah, we've seen a few times, Alex, this season, haven't we, that Berryman and van Loosenhout, they've had similar pace, but Berryman, one of them usually is stuck a little bit further back, so not able to get a challenge in straight away.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen them go, proper head-to-head, have we? We've seen Martin and Graham go at it, but yeah, Peter just always seems to be on a different part of the circuit to Martin. So hopefully, yeah, we can have this great battle.
I don't know if you just saw what happened to Samuel Lebert there, Alex, on the screen, but he was buried. He was buried in the tyre wall. Only the engine cover and the rear wing was sticking out of the tyre barrier, which was quite an interesting sight when I came back into the session. Let's have a look at the lap times there. 1 minute 44. It's not bad round here, really, Adam. 5.26 kilometre circuit. Fairly long lap, really.
It is really, yeah. And these Formula Runners aren't really the quickest cars in the world, but yeah, they're doing a pretty good job around this circuit so far.
Good downforce, of course, and yeah, a lot of the fast-flowing sections, Alex, that rely on that aerodynamic grip.
Yeah, the S's are obviously going to be key, and really the last few corners as well, down the roller coaster, and the last turn onto that onto the main straight, aero dependent. So yeah, going to be very, very interesting. And of course, let's not forget the oak tree corner that doesn't exist in real life anymore, as it fell over in the storm.
Yeah, the corner exists, yes,
well,
but the tree no longer.
The tree, so it's just
no longer with
it's just corner now. That's what it's called. It's no oak tree corner.
Yeah, the tree sadly no longer with us, fortunately. But have you been driving this car this week around here?
I haven't been here, so literally back today. It's first day back.
All right, so race car is. Oh, I'm on about really the pace car. There isn't one, is there? Adam, if you take us through the qualifying order.
Okay, on pole position, it is Pete Berryman. Second, Martin van Loozenholt. Well, this is what I've got on my screen anyway. Third is Josh Thompson. Fourth is Samuel Lay from Pete Berryman. I think we might have missed that. Fifth, Tom Depker. Sixth, Jack Keithley. Seventh is John McCutcheon. Eighth, Graham Carroll. Ninth, Stephen Baxter. 10th, Christian Rose. 11th, David Baker. 12th, Stephen Inskip. 13th, Roy Verke. 14th, George Lee Wright. 15th, Jos Honig. 16th, Paul Denton. 17th, Kip Stevens. 18th, Chembol Bassi. And starting at the back in 19th is John Godfrey. I'm in no certainty that that's right, but yeah, that's the good I've got on my screen.
That's nothing like what I've got at all, but
this is me doing the test stream, and I think
looks good on my screen. Adam,
I think it's because I'm looking on the same screen as yours, Alex. I think I'm doing the test stream today, so I think you and me both might have got it wrong.
I'll tell you what, I'll take you through the good I've got, and we can see. I've got Van Loozenholt on pole, Berryman second.
Yeah, you're right.
Keithley third. Keithley third, Carroll fourth, Thompson fifth, sixth Baxter, 7th Baker, and then 8th Libert, 9th Rose, Honig 10th, McCutcheon 11th, 12th Depker, 13th Denton, 14th Godfrey, 15th Stevens, Verke 16th, Boluk Bassi 17th, Wright 18th, and Inskip 19th. About right. What's happened to your screen then, Adam?
But remember to use the qualifying drop down, Adam, if you remember.
I will rectify that for the next one.
There we go. Right then, here we go. Revs are rising here at Virginia. 9 laps underway.
Green, green, green.
Now the green light is on. It's a good start by Jack Keithley. Already closing in on Berryman. Berryman needs to try and stick with Van Loozenholt if he can. Keithley to the outside. The first corner. Quite tight through there, but everyone behaving themselves. This first sector do not want to make any clumsy moves, don't want to trip over each other. Keithley and Carroll very close together. Keithley has the inside, Carroll going around the outside. He's fighting hard, but Carroll, very quick starting usually the Scotsman. He's away well.
You can see already that Martin van Loozenholt's already dumped Pete Berryman, 9/10 of a second. Graham Carroll, though, he's got Jack Keithley and side by side behind him. It's David Baker versus Samuel Libert almost as we go into the triple.
Libert already really close to David Baker. Into the Estes section, right underneath his rear wing. Pulls out from the slipstream. You've got also just in front of them Thompson versus Baxter. Baxter goes through. Sorry, no, he did go through, and then Thompson managed to keep that position. But Van Loozenholt already trying to move out of the slipstream, try and make it difficult for Berryman to gain any ground.
On the back straight for the first time then. Here comes Jack Keithley. He's going for that position on Graham Carroll, the Faker Sim Sport car up the inside into the roller coaster section, but it will go back in Carroll's favour, just enough room given, and Carroll is just still ahead.
Keithley locked up as well there, Alex, and just sent him a tiny bit wide, just lost that momentum that he needed.
Yeah, he's under a little bit of pressure now from Thompson as well.
Thompson, yeah. Seems to have had some bad luck, Josh Thompson, this season. But yeah, seems to be having a good run here and trying to have a run at Jack Keithley over the line for the first time. Was the first corner again. Thompson pulls out from the slipstream. Keithley very late on the brakes. Carroll looking up in front of them as well. Off goes Thompson. He's onto the grass, and Samuel Libert just squeezing past. We mentioned how fast Graham Carroll starts, Alex. He led a recent World Championship Series race off the front row.
Yeah, he did. Absolute lightning start straight to the front. And yeah, led
He
a few
overtook-
laps there. Was
He
happy with
overtook
that.
Martin Tronke easily.
Only driver to lead apart from Martin this season, so just goes to show the dominance of Martin. But yeah,
The German
good
having a
start from good start from Graham.
The German having a fantastic start to the World Championship Series, Adam, as well. It looks very difficult to beat, even in the early stages.
It definitely looks like the same running order as last season, doesn't it? We're still a little bit of a way to go in that Championship Series. Of course, we were covering the Road Pro Championship last season. We saw a lot of great talent there. And going on to the back straight again, known as Madison Avenue, I believe it's called, between turns 12 and turns 14. Down the straight we go. And Josh Thompson picking up a little bit of a slipstream off the back of Samuel Lebert, who's had a good start. Samuel Lebert, he's already up 2 positions, the Apex UK driver.
Yeah, fantastic start by Libert. I will just make one point, Alex, that you'll definitely attest to. We said it was a very, very strong Road Pro Series field when we did cover the championship, and those top drivers from that series, they've all slotted into the top half of the WCS.
Yeah, easily. You know, it's just
very
crazy,
well.
really.
Likes of Bono Huis and Marcus Jensen, Jamie Fluke, and those guys very, very quick and very, very capable. Now, speaking of capable, Samuel Libert, Josh Thompson having a good battle. And I'll tell you who's made a fantastic start as well, Adam. Chembo Lukbasi, just as I said that, he's crashed. Oh, he's nearly crashed. He half spun as he got onto the grass in the first corner. He's lost 2 positions, and that's a very, very fast commentator's curse, as he's side by side now with is it Paul Denton? It was Paul Denton. Lukbasi going through, who's just Adam Chembo Lukbasi signed, I believe, for Core.
Might be right there, you might know more than me. But yeah, Core Motorsport, famous team in the world of sim racing. The same can be said for Radical Racing, of course, for who he drove for in the Road Pro Series. But yeah, that sounds like a change for him.
Sometimes a change is as good as the rest, and the other way around. Right.
Here comes Josh Thompson then on Samuel Lebert again. This seems to be one of the closest battles we've got on the track. Jack Keithley isn't escaping too much either from Lebert, so we've got a nice 3-car train going up the back straight then on lap. What lap are we on? Lap 3 of the race.
A lot of slipstream for Libert as he locks the wheels into this downhill section. Very fast and flowing part of the course, this, and yeah, no real way through, is there, Adam, until you get onto the main straight?
Not really, no. You've got to go through the roller coaster section, just all back if you can.
Oh, off goes
and now you
Thompson.
can see as off goes Josh Thompson in 6th position. Here comes Samuel Lebert then over the timing line to start lap 4. Good luck to the inside, and you can really outbrake the car if you get it right here into turn 1, known as the horseshoe, and as that Samuel Lebert through into 4th position.
Yeah, you have to be really, really careful not to go wide onto the grass there, because as Chembo Lukbasi found out, you really do lose a lot of time. It reminds me of the first corner at Lime Rock Park, really. If you go wide, you really struggle to get back on. Good battle going on between David Baker and Stephen Baxter. Baker's been through, I think, on that lap, so Baxter down to 8th position now. And it's very close again between Libert and Keithley. Libert is looking, Keithley is looking every single way he can here. Seems like between these two, Adam, whoever's the one behind seems to have the advantage. It's very evenly matched on pace. Slipstream really might be the deciding factor here.
Definitely going to play a part. Yeah, we said at the beginning of the show how the drivers are definitely going to have to be wary of it. Going on to the back straight now on the exit and 12 the Oak Tree Bend. Probably not close enough just yet for likes of Baker and Baxter to get a tow. However, saying that, Baxter's definitely going up through the speed.
Oh, here comes Keithley.
Reaching Yeah, here he comes. Here comes Keithley as well into the roller coaster section at turns 14 and 14A. Just no way through, and the same for Baker and Stephen Baxter. So those two battles stalemate for now.
Yeah, even though this grid isn't as big as what it was at the start of the season, still good battles all the way through. It's still drivers have someone to battle with of any ability, really. It's very, very good for them. And the midfield definitely strengthened. One of the recent acquisitions to the series. Somebody who had a very good week last week was John Godfrey. He's in 14th place. Not having such a great race here at Virginia, but certainly was boosted by good finishes last week.
John Godfrey, 14th. Behind him, Roy Verke, 16th. Jos Honig, who's got Tom Depke quite close for company. Tom Depke driving in the Apex Academy colours, whilst Jos Honig in 16th place driving for Faker Sim Sport Europe. How's Jos Honig got on in the race? He hasn't had the best race, has he? Down 6 positions from where he started on the grid. And he'll be hoping for a reverse grid that will be in his favour for the second race.
Yeah, it's not been a good race for Christian Rose either so far. Oh, and it's not a good race for Chembol Bassi because he's had a spin.
Oh no.
Did a crash? Oh, he's just lost it. Oh dear. Went through the S's section, just sticks it in the wall.
Surprised he hasn't picked up more damage than he has, really. Those Armco barriers around this circuit aren't the most forgiving in the world, but Chembol Bassi able to get going again. He is the last car running, though. He's going to be in 18th place.
Peter Berryman
I think he might be
catching
retiring.
Martin van Loozenord, by the way.
Yeah, last time around 44.8.
Gap is down back to 0.8 of a second.
Catching them both is Carroll as well, so 5 laps to go. Could be an interesting 3 laps.
Yeah, Carroll 44.6, Berryman 44.8, Van Loozenord 45.0. So yeah, Van Loozenord the one who's losing out at the moment, but Carroll, that's pretty impressive, Alex, actually, without the aid of the slipstream, really, for Graham.
Yeah, mistake actually for Berryman in the roller coaster. Locked up, lost a lot of time, half a second somewhat. So switched around, quickest out there, still Carroll, but Berryman down to 1.3 seconds behind now. So yeah, all that hard work undone, just like that. Baxter passed Baker again.
Baker, yeah, I was going to say that's a close battle. That might go on for the rest of this race. 9 laps in total. We're on lap 6 here. BSR from the Renault, Apex Racing TV, iRacing Live. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson. The A-team with you. Very pleased to be with you on this Tuesday evening. Thank you very much for watching. Tuning into some Formula Renault action. Yeah, it's been pretty good so far, Adam. Race 1 is always the one where it's maybe the most uniform, but it's still proved that you can do some overtaking around VIR.
Definitely seeing that the roller coaster section seems to be part of the circuit where you get the job done. That and turn 1, those seem to be the 2 overtaking opportunities today. We'll see if David Baker can get it done in one of those now. Just coming out of the Oak Tree bend and up Madison Avenue to turns 14 and 14A. It's not too far away. Let's see what the speed difference is like as they come up the straight now. Not too much David Baker's gaining, about 3 or 4 kilometres per hour difference between himself and Stephen Baxter. By the time we get to the top of the hill, he should still stay in that 9th place.
Yeah, he didn't get. He was a tiny bit wide, I think, through the tree section. So then he's a bit wide again going into the final sector. So yeah, Baker just losing out a little bit. Might get quite interesting at the front fairly soon between Carroll and Berryman. Carroll's through straight away. I think Berryman might have let him through, Alex.
Yeah, I think so. I think he just got the draft there, did Graham, and yeah, Peter just looking to defend it too aggressively. In the days in the prime position in the championship right now.
Van Loozenord had a big lock up there as well, so Dutchman is pushing hard. He knows that the privateer Graham Carroll, in this series anyway, is closing in. Good friends these two, Alex, and pretty good rivals on and off the track.
Yeah, all 3 of them actually. I'm sure they'll all be in TeamSpeak right now having a bit of banter.
Yeah, it'll be Graham will just be going dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, because he's closing in on Van Loozenord.
But he could bring Pete with him here as well. 3 laps, 1.5 seconds. Pete's tucked up in the slipstream now, so he can stay within that sort of half a second barrier. He's going to be dragged along.
Yeah, and he got a good exit from the Oak Tree there, did Berryman as well. So he's going to get a nice tow off his Scottish colleague. Let's see if he does. What's the speed differential here? So it's a bit more actually than what Baker was getting. But we've seen in previous weeks, Adam, that Berryman seems to set his car up for the straight line.
Definitely, yeah. You can see the different setups then going on between two top teams in the series, the Apex Racing UK team and the CQR Club team. And Pete Berryman now going into the hog pen for the 7th time today. And yeah, he's not too far away now. But Van Noosenholt, the gap is down to 1 second. I think that gap's come down about 7/10 on that lap. I think at the beginning of the last lap it was about 1.7 seconds.
Yeah, 1:45.5 for Martin Van Loosenholt. Graham Carroll 1:44.6. 1 second quicker is Carroll. Alex, is there anything to do with the driving styles here, in your opinion, or is it just maybe mistakes coming into play?
It was just a mistake really from Martin that time. We just saw.
Oh, there's another.
Makes another. Yeah, we saw him make a mistake in the roller coaster again, so just went in a bit deep. Oh, Graham having to have a massive catch as he's coming off the curb. Pete will get the run through the snake up towards the S's, but sure if they're going to do anything here, but 9/10 of a second is the gap up front.
10ths lost by Loosenholt, but 10ths lost by Carroll, so it evens itself out that little bit. With 1.5 laps to go.
That's half a second now. You can half a second in one corner there, Graham Carroll.
I don't know if Martin's got an issue there, but definitely losing out on a bit of time. Yeah, Carroll now coming back into this. Of course, neither of them will want to lose. Neither of these three drivers will want to lose. They've got quite a good, quite a bit of pride goes on between them.
At the top of the hill then, when we get to the line, we'll be starting the final lap of the race.
Yeah, and it's Martin Van Loosenholt who's led every session so far, practice and qualifying, and every single lap of this race. But will he lead the most important one? Here we go, it begins now. White flag in the air.
On we go then. Loosenholt, Carroll, Berryman over the line. The top three separated by less than a second.
Yeah, this is tantalising now. Van Loosenholt locks the front wheels. It's not too bad in this car, Alex. It will rotate eventually and get you round.
Yeah, it's you know, it does cost you time. That's the important thing. The car just doesn't quite get in. So if you can keep the car from locking, it is the quickest way. But you'll still make the apex, okay? But here's about a 10th or so that you're going to lose every time you have a little lock.
Body language of Carroll's car, very aggressive as he swings it left and right through the S's. Now up this fantastic section, it really is, where real commitment's needed, and Carroll is so close now. He's very quick through this part now. This is a great corner, this left-hander. Now he plunges down the hill towards the Oak Tree Bend. Can't really get anything done here, but the setup all important now.
Yeah, he's in the prime position for the move.
Here he comes then, Dutchman versus the Scotsman. Who's going to be raising the flag when we get to the line then? Down the Madison Avenue straight. Here comes Graham Cavalier. It's the inside now, but it'll be the outside for the roller coaster section.
Oh, Van Loosenholt very close. He loses control.
Off.
Oh, and everyone avoids him. Got to get back on quickly because Keithley is here. Keithley is through. Or is he? I don't know, but here comes Graham Carroll round the final corner. And he's going to take victory on the final lap. The pressure mounted. He took the lead and he won the race. Peter Berryman in second. Who's going to get third? Going to be actually Martin Van Loosenholt. Somehow manages to recover and take his step on the podium. Samuel Libert in fifth. That's a good drive from eighth.
Baxter beat Baker there as well. Hutchinson, middle of no man's land for him, unfortunately, but good run for John. Picks up a top 10. Paul Denton in 10th place. Good race for him.
Oh, Stevens off.
Oh, he's off. Yeah, the Prosen car. Oh dear, he's not going to get if he goes that way. Oh no, he might have to.
I thought he might have got high
give it
centered.
welly.
Thought he might have got high centered on the hill then, and he wouldn't have. He definitely wouldn't have got off that time. Gosh. Yeah. Kip Stevens is going to come across, is he?
You
To
get
the
in the pit
pits.
lane.
He's going to go in the pits, why not? He was, to be honest, he wasn't going to lose anything by doing that anyway. He's still going to finish the race, he's still going to get some points. Chembol at Bassi, actually, the only retirement. What happened to Stephen Inskip? Did he start the race?
Yeah, no, I didn't start, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. So, if we have a full, Kip Stevens will be on pole position, and that's happened quite often recently. So, yeah, Adam, if you could take us through the finishing order.
Okay, so Graham Carroll takes the win. Peterman in second. Martin van Loozenhoort third. Sorry, Jack Heafley fourth position, 7.6 seconds behind. 3 tenths ahead of Samuel Lebert in fifth. Sixth for Josh Thompson, seventh Stephen Baxter, David Baker eighth, ninth John McCutchinson, and Paul Denton rounding out the top 10 for Faker Sim Sports Europe. Into the lower half of the top 20, Georgia Lee Wright finishing 11th, the CQR Club car of Christian Rose finishing in 12th, 13th John Godfrey, 14th Jos Honig, 15th for Roy Verke, Tom Depp in 16th, 17th Kip Stevens. We saw him there at the end, and Chembol at Bassi unfortunately wasn't able to continue after that damage he sustained to the wall earlier on in the race. And yeah, Stephen Inskip didn't take the start of the race.
All right, then, there's still 3 races to come tonight, so don't switch off, stay with us here on Apex Racing TV. Alex, it's about time for you to do your thing and get the wheel spinning, the old wheel of fortune. Where's it going to land?
Here we go then. First time tonight. Got a bit of speed. Well, it's 23rd, so it's going to end up with Kip Stevens up front.
There you go. Right then. Is that the big wheel or the small wheel?
No,
the smaller one as well.
The smaller one, yes.
Oh dear, we need an extra size 0 wheel for next week, I think. But yeah, we'll have a little look at that. So, Kip Stevens then goes on to pole position, and we'll see how he does with that when we come back here on Apex Racing TV. When you join us back here at the Virginia International Raceway.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's gonna be into stripe, dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group, to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Virginia International Raceway here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. It's the BSR Formula Renault Series presented by the Apex Racing League in association with the Apex Racing League, I should say. It's the Valentino Rossi round of the season, round 46. And Adam Bath, well, it's reverse grid time. It's a full, and that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, we always try to find a reference for any sort of number, I think, on Apex Racing TV, or any name it, really. We always seem to find a pun for anything on this channel. But yeah, a reverse grid time, and yeah, it's pretty much a full. And it's going to be Kip Stevens, who barely finished the opening race at Virginia. He's going to be on the pole for this one, so a chance for ProSim to get a win here. They're doing brilliantly in the BSR TC, with some big names in their stable, and see what they can do here in the second race of the Formula Renaults.
I'm sure if you ask Graham Carroll his opinion, Alex, he'd give you a one-word answer. It was delightful. He would have been very happy with that.
I have no reason why not. Coming through there, and good couple of moves and a nice victory. And from the sound of the chat in YouTube, though, they were all having a bit of a laugh about it, and I'm sure he rubbed it in a good deal. And
It's not taken the start, by the way, at the front. So
the grid is pretty weird. I'll run you through it. And this is right, by the way. Tom Depker on the pole, Roy Ververke second, Jos Honig third, John Godfrey fourth, Christian Rose fifth, sixth is George Lee Wright, seventh Paul Denton, eighth John McCutchinson, 9th David Baker, 10th Stephen Baxter, 11th Josh Thompson, 12th Samuel Lebert, 13th Jack Keithley, 14th is Martin van Loosenord, 15th Pete Berryman, and then 16th is the race 1 winner Graham Carroll, and then at the back it's Kip Stevens and Chembol Bassi. So it looks like the reverse grid might have been based on cars that just finished on the lead lap, because I think Kip Stevens, because he finished in the pits, might have been classed as a lap down.
I wonder if he's decided. I mean, funny. I think he's one of the admins, isn't he? I think he might have put himself at the back, which he could well have done. Right, here we go. Revs are rising any moment now. Here we go. The red lights are on here at Virginia.
Green, green, green.
Green light is on for around 46. It's a great start from Depker. He's really got away well. So has Jos Honig. And John Godfrey looking for a way through as well. This could be interesting to turn 1 here.
Okay, around the outside
Dorsley
into...
right, very late on the brakes. Oh, 4 wide in the middle.
Around they go.
Oh dear, well, that's... who's that? I'm not even sure who's involved there. It's everyone.
Lee Wright, Denton, Ververke, David Baker as well, the big name involved there. And I think
John Godfrey's gone round.
Oh no, that's a NASCAR bend. Dear me, what's happened to him?
Oh, and George Lee Wright is out, I think.
David Baker's out as well. Just looking back on a replay of what happened to Godfrey. Oh, just understeered off the track or something, or missed his braking point. Oh. And he ended up facing the wrong way.
You can do it at NASCAR, but there's a very slow McCutchinson here. I believe he's had a slowdown or something. And here comes Van Loosenord and Stevens trying to get through.
Samuel Lebert and Josh Thompson are both up 8 positions. They're in 3rd and 4th already. They started in 12th and 11th.
Oh, Josh Thompson up the inside of Honig easily into the oak tree bend. Alex, what the hell did you make of that first couple of corners?
Yeah, a bit mental. Can happen here. Like I said, you get a wheel off, and very easy to get caught. So that's what's happened there. Very narrow
coming
track.
Through. Yeah, and there's grass. It's grass as well everywhere. So none of this AstroTurf business.
Josh Thompson takes the lead then at the end of the 1.2 kilometre straight from 11th to 1st in a lap.
Yeah, already miles ahead of Depker, actually, about a second. And just passed him 1 corner ago. Thompson flying on the first couple of laps, and that's really good for him, who's struggled this season. Missed a few rounds as well due to issues with the sessions, I think, Alex, or with the league itself. So he'll be happy to get up there, but he's going to have some competition here. Samuel Lebert's going to go through on Depker now.
Keithley past Honig as well. That's Keithley up into 4th place now. Position changes going on left, right and centre really here. Who's that also trying to get past? That's Graham Carroll. I knew it would be trying to get past. That is Jos Honig. And here comes Berry. Oh, that's Carroll up through.
That's cheeky.
Up to 5th already.
Removed by Carroll. Berryman's going to have a look on Honig as well, but he's going to do well to do anything through the S's section here. Honig is making the car quite wide through there. Berryman's going to throw one up the inside into this hard, fast S's section here.
Well, Berryman's got past Honig, so that's Berryman up to 6th.
Just that extra commitment that some of these drivers have, isn't it, Alex? I think there's the difference in a lot of these situations. Keithley looks on Depker and goes through.
Does make a difference, that's for sure. Oh, Carroll having a little look.
Oh no! Depker off. Carroll, I think, just frightened him off the track a little bit there, Alex.
Oh. A problem for McCutchinson and Kip Stevens. Oh, please don't tell me they've taken each other out. They're both teammates.
Teammates, pro sim.
Oh, no.
Oh, McCutchinson goes off. Oh, and he comes back on and wallops him. Oh, Stevens absolutely waffled there by McCutchinson.
Well, in the Renault Clio Cup at the weekend, teammates took each other out, and the same happening in the BSR Formula Renaults today. As here comes Josh Thompson. Samuel Lebert wants the lead. He's moving to the outside as we come across the line, almost moving twice there as we come over the line.
Yeah, and Thompson, he's still got the preferable line here. How late can he brake compared to Lebert? Libert's going to be on the outside here. Oh, he's going to get the drive. Oh, he has to get out of it. Almost ran into Thompson. Thompson still ahead. And yeah, it's clear, just Thompson. So good start continues. He continues to lead this race.
Into turn 4, known as left hook. And John McCutchinson definitely delivers one to Kip Stevens on the exit of turn 10.
Yeah, it hooks left very quickly and into Kip Stevens' face. I think what happened there. Liber, incidentally, did lead that lap, Adam, by 0.003 of a second.
Oh, I hope we get that at the end. But here they come then to South Bend, turn 10. And Thompson doing everything he can to try and stay ahead of the UK car.
I'm always amazed how they run so closely together. Liber, no margin for error.
Well, Carroll's trying to get third position as well, so we've got a few battles on our hands here going on to the 1.2 kilometre straight, Madison Avenue.
He got a decent run, Liber, but didn't really get any momentum out of it. But is Thompson going to pick up any side draft here, Alex, possibly?
Yeah, a little bit, not much though. Just a straight drag race, really, at this point.
Two lots of side by side, Keithley and Carroll side by side as well. Thompson round the outside of Liber. Liber's wide. He has to fall into line as Thompson takes quite a deep line into the corner. It was a good line as well. Managed to block him off well. And now you've got a 5-car battle, really. Liber, Thompson, Keithley, Carroll and Berryman. This is the class of the field out here. Van Loozenord is in 7th position. Trying to get past Honig, and he's going to do that here. He's just got more straight line speed, it looks like, than the Faker SimSport Europe machine.
Oh, here comes... Oh, no, the inside goes Liber. That's a fantastic move. I thought it wasn't going to happen, but he just threw it up the inside, the Apex Racing UK driver, and the Frenchman takes the lead.
You know what? He had absolutely no room to make that move as well. Fantastic by Liber. And, yeah, Alex, he was inches away from disaster, but made it work.
Yeah, indeed. Carroll straight through past Josh as well.
Amazing, the quality of these drivers. I mean, we said this many times during the season, that these 5-6 drivers probably at the front of the race are 6 of the fastest Formula Renault drivers on the whole service. We're talking, you know, probably a couple of thousand people race this car, Adam.
Oh, here he comes.
Oh, Carroll! Dear me! Almost leaning on each other through that very, very fast left-hander. Carroll is right behind him now.
Oh, we're seeing the quality here. Samuel Liber is now racing in the World Championship Grand Prix Series. The same for Graham Carroll.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
No,
he's got a pro license.
He's in the Blancpain series.
Okay, but here comes Carroll. Here he comes. Of course, a Road Pro Series champion back in 2015. And now he's going for it up the inside here into the roller coaster section. Graham Carroll returns to the lead, but Liber's not giving up. He locks the brakes.
Liber, and is he going to get it stopped? He does. You know what? Is he going to?
Oh, no.
There's a bit of contact.
I think that was right rear to left front, and that's put Samuel Liber down to 5th.
Still a World Championship driver though, Adam, so still the quality is there, as you were stating. And Liber held off Carroll for as long as he humanly could, but yeah, I mean, Graham in this car, very, very fast. It's kind of the sort of car he's used to, really, Alex. It's similar in speed and probably similar grip levels to what he's used to racing anyway. Maybe a little bit more.
Just a little bit more downforce, obviously. I was used to the Formula Fords, but yeah, very much so.
Of course, he's tested a Formula E machine as well last year. And yeah, he's also he's just a very, very good driver. 2008 British Formula Ford champion. And many drivers such as Ayrton Senna and Jenson Button have competed in Formula Ford and done very well in that. So shows you the pedigree of that series, Alex, really.
Yeah, indeed.
On the Walter Hayes as well.
Yes, 2015. So he came back after a long time out and took the honours at Silverstone. We were there. It was fantastic. He was about 6th, Alex, with 2 laps to go, I think. The last restart, wasn't he? He was nowhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it actually.
It was a safety car, and then he was about 6th in line, and he managed to fight his way through and take the victory on the final lap.
Here comes Jack Keithley then. Oh, that's very defensive there by Josh Thompson. He moved over to the inside, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Here comes Keithley round the outside, but late on the brakes is Thompson.
Oh, Thompson, wow. Lost the rear end, but somehow manages to get that into the corner ahead of Jack Keithley. Jack Keithley is really improving week on week in this car. He's already a very fast driver in the McLaren. yeah, in the Renault, he seems like he's going from strength to strength. He's really mixing it with these guys now.
There's late braking, and then there's braking like that, and Josh Thompson doing everything he can to hold on to that podium. He's been done up the inside before by Samuel Lebert, and he makes sure that Jack Keithley doesn't get it done there.
Oh, that was quite a late defensive move, actually. Put Keithley in quite a horrible position. But he manages to sort it all out. It's very close at the front now, Adam, as well, between Carroll and Berryman, only 3/10 apart.
Definitely, yeah. Last time around 43.6. That's the fastest lap of the race from Graham Carroll. Pete Berryman in second, 1:43.6 as well. Only a hundredth of a second between the two, and the gap is that is 0.3 of a second as we go into the S's for lap 6 of 9.
Look who's tacked onto the back of that second pack as well. Martin van Loozenhoorn is here now. He has gained membership of this battle as no, they've all gone. Keithley has lost it. So has Thompson. How Lebert survived, I've absolutely no idea. Van Loozenhoorn has lost it at the Oak Tree.
Oh no. Well, that's
and Honig's lost it as well. Everyone's losing it at the Oak Tree Bend.
Oh, here comes the battle for the lead as well. Here comes Pete Berryman to take it. It's all happening here. They're everywhere.
Berryman through already for the end of the straight, so how's Graham Carroll going to respond, Alex? Very crazy, half a lap there.
Yeah, we're just watching a little replay back, and we'll see exactly how Pete got through as well, and then we'll bring it back to live. But yeah, just looked like two going for the same piece of tarmac with the Keithley incident there, and yeah, unfortunate, but straight drag race slipstream for Berryman, puts him through, and we're back to live.
Side by side for the lead. Sorry, Alex. He was alongside, but having to give up as Berryman was very, very late on the brakes. Managed to do very well there to stave off Carroll.
The top three are all World Championship drivers. Pete Berryman, World Championship driver. Graham Carroll, World Championship driver. And Samuel Lebert, World Championship driver as well. And two of them driving for Apex Racing UK officially in this series. Of course, Graham Carroll, part of that stable as well. And trying to get past Pete Berryman inside the final 3 laps of the race.
Of course, we got another World Championship driver in Chembaluk Bassi. He's in 7th position. He's had a very good race, Alex, this time from 18th on the grid.
Yeah, moving up nicely. Just can't quite match the guy's pace ahead of him, but I'm sure he'll get back there. It's just a case of being away for a few weeks, isn't it? And competition moves on a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And Thompson moving on as well after his spin. He's actually passed Tom Depker again. He's having a pretty good race in the end. Even though he started on pole, the drivers who he's racing against, it's very, very difficult to beat them, but still in 9th. And Josh Thompson fighting his way back through into 8th. Josh Honig, after his spin, is 10th. John Godfrey's in absolute no man's land. And then and Christian Rose, Roy Viverke, Paul Denton, yeah, kind of just trailing along at the back, but I think they got caught up a little bit, didn't they, on the first lap, Adam? If I remember rightly, sorry.
Yeah, it looks like it. And just looking at my timing screen, it's a fair rate of progression. The cars all started at the front for this second race of the day, and now in the lower half of the field. The cars have started at the back half of the grid, and now at the top. That's what's gone on here. Pete Berryman, 14 positions gained. Same for Graham Carroll. 11 for Chembaluk Bassi, and then everyone else, 9 positions gained, really, apart from Baxter and Thompson.
Yeah, and that's just, especially with Thompson just going past Depker, he's now relegated the pole sitter to 9th. Kip Stevens is actually the only exception to that rule, because he started 17th and he's retired. So cars that started in the top 10 that finished there, it's only going to be 2 at the moment. In fact, it's only going to be 3, full stop. Baxter in 10th, Depker in 1st, and Honig in 3rd. So there you go.
Let's see what Carroll's got for Pete Berryman this time then. 1.5 laps to go here around the 5.26 kilometre circuit. 20 corners as well, up to the Oak Tree Bend, and a little lock up there going into the corner by Pete Berryman. Carroll into the dust on the exit.
These drivers, Alex, doing a very good job around that Oak Tree Bend of not snatching a break, really just letting the car roll through the centre of the corner and really getting a nice exit onto this big straight here.
Oh. That's the critical part, is the exit, really, and making sure that you don't lock up and just plough on.
Oh, Thompson.
You miss the apex, then you end up in the tyre wall.
Did you see what happened to Thompson there? That was pretty much what you were on about there. He just got slightly on the dirty stuff on the way in, got a bit of understeer, and then lucky he didn't hit the wall really.
Yep, yeah, that's exactly what can happen. Fortunately, they come at it a little bit slower in these Renaults, so there's a little bit of time to react.
Never a truer word spoken, Alex, than someone just doing that exact mistake that you just described. Do you remember the World Championship race where everyone crashed at that corner?
Yep, there's some interesting sort of videos that were produced on that.
You weren't involved in that, were you?
No.
Was that before you were in that?
No, I believe I was there at that point, but no, I didn't put it into
You
the
didn't
wall.
crash. That's good then. That's
Proving equality right there.
That's it. That's really. Did you finish the race? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, Keithley, goodness me!
Oh no,
Keithley's off now this time.
at the left hook.
Oh, he's got punched in the face again. Fortunately, and well, he's down to 5th place. Martin van Loozenhoorn is through into 4th. 10 places gained for him. Final lap.
Martin van Loozenhoorn slithering away there through the snake part of the circuit, it's called, on the track map anyway. But here comes Graham Carroll then, through the Oak Tree Bend, up Madison Avenue.
That snake and bake, that.
He's heading up. Yeah, he's heading up.
Somebody's off in the background. I think it's Liebert. Liebert's had an off in the Oak Tree, and I think he's hit the wall, Alex. He has.
Oh, here he comes, Graham Carroll, up Madison Avenue. Is he going to be driving to Victory Lane? And he's through.
Berryman's not going to give up. He's still on the inside, Adam.
Into the hog pen.
Oh, he throws it up the inside. He's still there.
No.
Oh, there's contact. Oh, Carroll's into the air. Berryman's around. Carroll's going to win it with hardly any car left. Is he going to win it? He is.
He's going to get second.
Carroll, 2 for 2. Is it going to be Berryman? I think it is.
Yes, it is.
And I tell you what, Liebert, he'll be ruining that mistake on the last lap because he could have had 2nd place, Alex.
Yeah, quite easily.
Dear me.
Well,
Bassi actually finished 6th in the end.
Two of the best guys in the business going at it there. Pete Berryman, an official champion in the Formula Renaults, and Graham Carroll. Well, not much else needs to be said about him. And yeah, great battle there to the end. And I'm sure they'll still be laughing in the TeamSpeak chat after that.
Oh, it was a great battle. Alex, to be fair, if you're going to do that kind of close physical racing, you might as well do it on the last corner or two because chances are you'll still make it to the end.
Sorry, say that again, Andrew. Someone just messaging me as well.
I said, stop messaging me. Copyright Adam Bath 2016. No, Alex, I was saying that if you're going to do that sort of physical battle, wheel to wheel, banging wheels and all that business, you might as well do it in the last couple of corners because there's still a good chance you'll make it to the finish line.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the thing, isn't it? You've got to go all in on the final few corners. So
tell them to stop messaging you. You can send me a message. I'm not going to read it.
Many copyrighted phrases out of just that one video. Yeah.
Just sue me for gimmick infringement later on. Yeah. Right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to infringe your gimmick even more. I'm going to read out the results. Graham Carroll takes the win by 6.5 seconds over Peter Berryman. That's not really the story of the race. It looks like on paper an easy victory for Graham Carroll if you didn't watch the race. Samuel Liebert takes 3rd just by 0.4 of a second. Jack Keithley in 4th, Martin van Loozenhoorn in 5th. Chemboluk Bassi actually did a great race up to 6th position from 18th. Josh Thompson to 7th. Tom Depker, pole sitter, ended up finishing 8th in the end. I think he'll be happy with that. Jos Honig in 9th. Stephen Baxter started 10th to finish 10th. He was about the only person who stayed pretty much where he started. On Godfrey 11th, Christian Rose 12th, Roy Ververke 13th, 14th Paul Denton, and then we had 4 retirements: John McHutchinson, Kip Stevens, George Lee Wright, and David Baker, the first man out, Adam.
Yeah, didn't get too far. He got knocked out in the horseshoe bend, turn 1. So he's going to have to fight his way through in the 3rd race, of course, because he's not going to be eligible for that reverse grid. It looks like it might be Paul Denton, I think. He's the only car that he was the last car classified, and I don't think we have a number lower than 14 on our reverse grid wheel. So
does the wheel go higher than 14?
He's got a good chance here.
Alex, do we know if the wheel does it have a number lower than 14 at all?
No.
Paul Denton is on pole position, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it worth doing?
No, well, are we gonna get the money's worth out of the copyright-free
Look,
wheel?
I've got to spin it just to see where it would have been.
Just land on the Richard Gorson.
Oh look, it was close. Look, no, it wasn't. I thought we were going to get 16, but it ends up at 21.
New wheel, please. I think for next week. All right, Paul Denton. Well, congratulations, sir. You had a 100% chance of being on pole, and you have done it. So fair play. Right, everybody. Thank you for watching the first 2 races of the evening. We've got 2 more for you here on Apex Racing TV, and of course on iRacing Live. We'll see you back here just after this break for more from the BSR Formula Renault series.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
back to race 3 of the evening from VIR here in Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. The BSR Formula Renault in association with the Apex Racing League. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson with you. And Adam, we've had 2 great races actually so far today. Very, very enjoyable. Bit of carnage in that second one to boot as well. And bit of a crazy finish between Carroll and Berryman.
Yeah, it was a great final lap, wasn't it? And yeah, there was that one period of chaos halfway through the lap where it all seemed to be happening around the Oak Tree bend. And now we've got the third race. Paul Denton, by default, is going to be starting on the pole position for race 3. Default. Yeah, Simpson's quote right there. Yeah, we'll see what he can do. I wouldn't put it past you guys. I probably would encourage, put all your money on Graham Carroll and Pete Berryman to probably get another top 5 or maybe even a podium for this third race of the day.
Yeah, in a bit of the league of their own, really, Alex, in this competition, which is not a bad league, really. Some good drivers in this league. It's quite astonishing how far in front they are, really.
You say that, but I think Martin is right there with them as well. He's lapping
Martin
similar pace.
Involved as well, definitely. No.
But yeah,
I'm saying that in general, all of them are
this week
crazy.
they just seem to have stepped it up. Those few guys, you know.
But VIR, it's one of those drivers' tracks, isn't it? Where I think having that commitment and having that, maybe, no disrespect to some of the drivers, but that little bit extra skill will definitely come into play.
Right, so only through the grid then for the third race of 4. Paul Denton on the pole then, Roy Ververke 2nd, Christian Rose 3rd, John Godfrey 4th, Stephen Baxter 5th, Jos Honig 6th, 7th Tom Depke, 8th Josh Thompson, 9th Chen Bollet-Bassi, 10th Martin van Loosenholt, starting a bit further towards the front this time, so don't rule him out of getting a win. Jack Keighley 11th, 12th is Samuel Lebert, 13th is Pete Berryman, 14th is Graham Carroll, 15th is John McCutchinson, 16th George Lee Wright, and then starting at the back, 2 BSRTC stalwarts in David Baker and Kip Stevens.
Yeah, then Baker will be hoping he gets a bit further than he did last time. Didn't really go well for him. Here we go then. Red lights are on for the 3rd time tonight.
Green, green, green.
Green flag flies. Quite a nice even start. Good one from Denton. Verke already under pressure from Rose. Godfrey's in there as well. See what happens into turn 1. Jockeying for position in the middle of the field. See Bollet-Bassi trying to make his way through there. Oh, there's a crash. Honig.
Van Loosenholt.
Honig's around. Van Loosenholt is...
Oh no, another one.
Honig.
Baxter and Thompson have been eliminated, and Thompson should get going again, and I think the same should be said for Baxter. I don't think they got any damage, but I think they just came together.
Baxter, I thought he was stuck in the wall for 1 minute. I don't think he is. Where's Martin van Loosenholt? He's still going, but a lot of damage on his Apex Racing Academy car.
Adam
Look at this.
properly cursed him there,
word.
didn't he? Like, don't count him out for a win starting at the
Bassi and
front.
Godfrey, they crashed with each other in practice. I noticed that. Not this time. Look at Carroll.
Oh my words, here comes Carroll, yeah.
Was that on Berryman? Was Berryman asleep there? I think he was, wasn't he? Carroll just went past him like he wasn't there. Keighley on the inside of the oak tree. Oh, he pushes Carroll onto the grass. Carroll, he's going to lose a place here to Pete Berryman. Carroll's weaving, trying to get the dirt off his tyres. You can see just behind them you've got, is it McCutchinson and Baker?
Indeed it is.
And also George Lee Wright and Samuel Lebert. This is a 4-pack here. Oh dear me, goodness. Somehow they avoided disaster. Not quite sure how. Driving in the end by Baker and Wright to make their way through. Carroll is right with Berryman again here. Berryman, is he going to defend here? Or is he actually pushing him, Alex? I think he is, isn't he? He's giving him a shove.
Yeah, it does look like there's contact there.
I think there's definitely some bump drafting going on here. Bump. Godfrey on the inside. Oh, Godfrey got a tank slapper on, I think. And they're still 2x2 behind as well. McCutchinson and Lebert. And Wright and Baker. Oh, McCutchinson. Oh, dear me. It was close.
Josh Thompson into the pits at the end of the lap, then into the left hook section, and now through the Snake S's section, and Berryman still got Graham Carroll behind. Jack Keighley holding his own at the moment in 5th position, already up 6 positions, the Faker Sim Sport Europe driver.
Paul Denton continues to lead. Christian Rose in second. It's third for Chembol Bassi, who's had a good start from 9th on the grid. Roy Verke is in 4th position. Boluk Bassi up the inside of Rose. And that's
Oh, no.
Oh, Rose is gone. Rose is off and into the wall. That looked like a hardware failure. Because that is...
that looks exactly what I was trying to explain earlier.
right straight into the fence, though.
Did he
No
clip the
steering
curb, was
at
it?
all.
No, you don't get any steering there at all. The grass, unfortunately, you're on full brakes trying to get the kart stopped, and it just plows on straight into that barrier. Worst feeling ever.
Alex Simpson's crystal ball working perfectly in today's conditions. Boluk Bassi
That's
through into the lead.
Yep.
The roller coaster section, Chembol Bassi hits the front. Second, Paul Denton. Third, Roy Verke. Fourth is still Pete Berryman, who's holding back a very impatient Graham Carroll, it looks like, going into the final corner.
That's Keithley, actually, Adam, who's in front of Carroll. Not for much longer, possibly, but Keithley's got the slipstream off of Berryman and Roy Verke. Verke, safest driver of the 2016 BSR TC. Pocketed $500 for that, actually, Alex. That's pretty good. It's
double overtake.
Keithley going through as well. Yeah, good move there.
Tom Depke.
Take that for being the cleanest driver, you know.
Yeah. Tom Depke's out. What happened to Mr. Depke then? Oh dear, is it two Apex cars coming together? Indeed it is.
With who?
It
Liebert?
was. With whom? It was John Godfrey at the roller coaster section.
Oh, dear me, can't stay. Ah, no good. Not good at all. Oh, I think Depke, in fact, had been involved. Had he been involved in something? Oh God, that was a big mess, wasn't it? That was where Wright and Baker and Liebert, I think, were all fighting with each other. Oh, those two took each other out. Baker got involved in that, Adam, as well.
Yeah, the top of the hill, roller coaster section, and David Baker has to take across the grass to avoid it all. I don't think
he hit one of them as well. Carroll on Berryman again, yeah.
Indeed it is, yeah.
Side by side. Carroll's going through, actually. I think he's made it through already. The Scotsman up into 4th. Was it 3rd?
Into 3rd.
3rd, sorry.
Got to figure out exactly what happened between Tom and John, but yeah, it just looks like both going for the same bit of real estate again. Not communicating. Teammates there.
No. Not at
Bad
all.
show, actually.
Right then, Chembol Bassi has got 3 seconds in hand over Graham Carroll as we come over the line. 44.2 for Mr. Carroll, 44.8 for Chembol Bassi as he locks up the brakes. Carroll going into that first corner, and he's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6 laps to try and get there.
Needs to go like hell, really, just Boluk Bassi. Try and keep this lead.
Yeah, 6/10 gain that lap. I mean, he'll get there at that rate. That's the thing. It's just how quickly these guys will get past Denton.
Still got to overtake Paul Denton, I was going to say, who started first and still second here.
Paul's savvy enough, though. I think he'll let these guys pretty much have it straight away. He knows that his priority is to clock up the points for the amateur showdown so that he's there at the end of the season.
He may be able to, though, delay them a little bit and maybe bring Jack Keithley into the equation, his teammate. So maybe Denton might just try for at least a few corners to arrest the progress of Graham Carroll.
Hey, what? Going through that S's section, Graham Carroll's car looked like it was on rails. It didn't have a single moment of hesitation as here he comes for the lead. He's not hesitating at all there either.
They made a good exit there. It's for second place, Adam.
Did I say 3rd? No.
But he said first.
Oh, I said 1st. So there you go. 2nd place then for Graham Carroll.
Here comes Denton, though. He's still side by side. He's not going to give up this easily. And why not? Go on, go for it. Oh, he has. He's let them both through. A commitment, though, there from Carroll and from Berryman. And I don't think Denton's going to give his teammate a hard time either, somehow.
3.3 seconds then between Chembol and Bassi. Make that 3.2. Verke's dropping down the order. What's happened to Verke?
Spin, looks like, at the top of the roller
spin.
coaster. Just as he was about to go down the hill, the roller coaster cart fell off the rails.
Thankfully, he didn't fall into oblivion.
No, he didn't. But there's time for that yet. A few of the drivers have tonight, I must admit.
Just watching Jem right now with the live gap interval, just picking down constantly.
Your worst nightmare, isn't it?
Ah, yeah, you wouldn't want to see this timer when you're in the lead with 5 laps to go, that's for sure.
I mean, it's happened to me before. I mean, drivers, very, very fast drivers coming through from the back, and yeah, it's you start making errors though, Alex, don't you? As a driver out the front, even if it's just 2-3 tenths a lap when they're gaining, feels like there's nothing you can do.
I think the key thing is in this situation is to turn it off. You know, turn that relative off. It's the worst thing, you know, and just focus on what you're doing. They'll get there when they'll get there. Oh, mistake for Carroll. So Berryman through. That's going to be a bit of a lifeline for Jim.
Yeah, it's like the chase basically. They've pushed the chaser back 6 tenths of a second, and now Carroll's got to close that back up again.
Now Berryman's the man in the hot seat, second place. If these two don't run into each other, they did in race 2, of course. Got to point that out. Where's Martin van Loozenhoorn in all this?
11th with his damage.
11th. Oh, right, he's got front wing damage, yeah, so that's going to be the same situation as last week, where he's going to be losing about 2 seconds a lap. In fact, it's about 3 seconds a lap on this Virginia International Raceway.
Here we go then, start lap 6. 4 laps to go. Gap at the line, 2.9 seconds between Bollitt Bassi and Pete Berryman in second. But here comes Carroll.
By the way, Van Loozenhoorn's got absolutely no grip out there. I'm just watching him for a few corners. Carroll back into second then.
He's not really fighting that one. I think they're just, again, they want to try and catch Jem down.
See what they can do about Bollitt Bassi, because he's driving nicely at the front here.
Yeah. Well, at this point last lap, they were exactly the same distance they were away, so that one lap of exchanging and the little mistakes really is just sort of put it into the realms that Bollitt Bassi might be able to hold on to this and get a win.
Oh, with the Formula 1 actually, didn't we, at the weekend, Adam? That when Lewis Hamilton was charging through at the end of the race, that it was just that one lap, wasn't it, where he didn't gain any time, that really just stopped him from getting anywhere near Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, that and the 5-second penalty that cost him there. Well. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, it probably would have been about 1 second difference between him and Vettel at the line. But yeah, Graham Carroll, what's he got the gap down to now? 6 tenths of a second. Time is starting to run out a little bit now for Graham Carroll. I say that he's probably going to lap 1.2 seconds quicker on the next lap or something. But yeah, he's got.
Lebert got Denton as well, by the way, guys. Just that was on screen, so
okay.
Just thought I'd let you know that.
P5 then.
P5, yeah.
What's the fastest lap of the race, gentlemen?
44.2 for Graham Carroll. Yeah.
So he needs something like that, doesn't he? Or doesn't he here? To really be able to get anywhere near Bollitt Bassi at the end of the race. Let's see what he can do. He comes around the final corner through the hog pen, past the DRS line. Of course, this is used for, well, it was used for World Championship Grand Prix Series races.
44.8 for Jem, his best lap, half a second closed.
44.3.
That's good from Bollitt Bassi though, putting in his personal best. Alex, you've raced here in the World Championship. How was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough. A few meetings here in the World Championship. So,
what's it like for the Formula 1 cars?
Yeah, I mean, it is tough. I think the curbs are quite high, so having a good setup that can run those curbs is quite critical. And yeah, it's very narrow, and of course, yeah, little mistakes are very, very costly.
Have you been here in the McLaren?
Here, sorry.
I haven't raced this track in the McLaren in the World Championship. It was only the FW31, but I have raced this course in the McLaren, and it's a little bit more forgiving in the McLaren than it is that. But actually, it's a tougher track because you don't quite have the same level of downforce in the McLaren as you did the Williams.
Yeah, I mean the Williams almost quite similar to the current regulations of Formula 1 once again, really. Well, Graham Carroll 2.5 behind Bollitt Bassi. So what's he going to gain on this lap? I think he's gained a little bit, Adam, but not a great deal.
Yeah, the live timing on my screen says 2.2 seconds now between Graham Carroll and Shane Bollitt Bassi. 2.1 now as he goes through the hog pen. Well, 44.3 last time around for Graham Carroll. That's only 1/10 of a second off his personal best and the overall race best. So he's not doing lap times superly slower than his fastest lap. 44.9 for Bollitt Bassi, 44.3. So another 6/10 taken out by Graham. If he continues at that rate with 2 laps to go, he is not going to get there.
was only 1/10 slower in fairness for Cem. His best lap of the race, 1:44.8. That was a 44.9. Martin van Loozenod is in a lot of trouble out there, and he's off the... Oh, no, it was John Godfrey that was off, sorry, behind him. Van Loozenod lapping in the mid-47s. Gosh.
Denton's got George Lee right for a little bit of company with 2 laps to go, half a second behind. All dropped down from obviously pole, 6.
Always
if he drops down any more, he'll stay put though. He's got 7.9 seconds.
Not always the company you want. Hard charging driver like George Wright at the end of the race, Alex. But Denton, like you say, he's savvy, so he's not going to do anything silly out there. George, I think he's going to be aggressive because I would imagine he'll need to make the move sooner rather than later to avoid getting into the rhythm of Denton.
Well, yeah, and that can easily happen. But he's got a good bit slipstream here. We'll see if he gets the run.
Was it these two last week, or was it Baxter that George had?
It was Baxter, yeah.
It was Baxter, so he's got a history with the Faker Sim Sport Europe cars. Goes around the outside here, and he's clear. So that's right up into 6th position. I'm 16th on the grid, so yeah, driving well.
Carroll 1.7 seconds, so yep, not going to get there, I'm afraid. Not even get into a range where he'll get into the slipstream. So
we did see mistakes on the previous races, though. So I mean, we can't. I'm not hoping for one from Cem, but they are possible.
Credit to Cem. That's a new personal best for him. 44.7 on that last lap.
Yeah, relentless lap times from Graham. Another 44.3 as well. So that's 3 in a row. So he's got back past Peter. So incredible consistency.
This is the thing, Alex. Usually you can rely on a bit of ebb and flow from the other person's lap times as well, but when it's drivers like Graham Carroll and anybody of World Championship quality, really, they're just going to stick those times in, and it's a good thing for Cem that he is of such quality himself that he can pretty much match that consistency.
Yeah, well, yeah, he needs to. His lap times have been within a couple of tenths of a second every time as well, and into the 44. So without that, there's no way they've maintained this. Still,
always
half a lap to go.
Bit wide at the oak tree, Adam, but survives.
Yeah, just about. That south bend, Alex, that left-hander just before the oak tree bend, is it almost flat in these Formula Renaults? They seem incredibly planted through that left-hander.
Going down, coming through and down towards it, or the sort of sharper left.
The left
before the oak tree.
Yeah, the left before the oak tree. Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't think it will be. It'll be close.
Like 1 gear down or something, possibly.
Yeah, it'll be a fast. You sort of fling it in. There we go. Pretty much in any car.
Bullet Bassi round the final corner. The final time here at VIR. And he's fought his way through brilliantly to take the win here. Round 3 of the evening, the BSR Formula Renault. Graham Carroll from 14th on the grid finishes 2nd. Peter Berryman in 3rd, and a good 4th for Keithley. Then Libert in 5th. George Wright in 6th, Denton in 7th.
Once again, the top 3 all World Championship drivers. How it's the Bullet Bassi, the 3rd pro driver on the podium this time.
Yeah, so that's a very, very strong top 3. Top 4, in fact, with Keithley, I suppose. Very nearly securing his own pro license. Samuel Libert, he's a pro in the GTs. Oh, George Lee Wright is off. Is that after? That's after the finish line, surely, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, mate.
Calm down, Andrew.
Rory Walker right there.
Watching
yeah.
Christian Rose come across, obviously he was involved at the start, wasn't he? So he got a fair bit of damage. Got Josh Thompson ahead, also involved in something. So
yeah, Josh Thompson
had a pit as well, didn't he? So
I even saw Josh cross the line. So I don't know why I got so excited there. That was just seeing a car spinning. I think it always just triggered, as the idiots say on the internet today.
Heads falling off is another thing I see.
Yeah.
On the Twitter, but one person who kept their head on was Cem Bassi, and he took the win. 2nd, Graham Carroll. I think that's 100% podium rate for Carroll so far. And the lowest he's finished is 2nd. Pete Berryman finishes in 3rd. 4th is Jack Keithley. Samuel Libert finishing in 5th, making it 4 pro drivers inside the top 5. 6th, George Lee Wright. 7th, is Paul Denton, 8th David Baker, 9th John Hutchinson, and 10th Roy Verke. Martin van Loozenhoorn finished 11th place in the end. John Godfrey 12th, Kip Stevens 13th, 14th Josh Thompson, who lost a place on the final lap. Christian Rose finishing in 15th, 16th Jos Honig, and then the cars that were out in the early going. Tom Depke after colliding at the roller coaster section, and Stephen Baxter also 8 laps down. Cars that started inside the top 10 that finished there. We had 1, 2.
That's not many at all, is it?
3, I should say.
Sorry, 3. Okay, yeah. Actually, with only 18 cars, yeah, at least 2 or 3 of them are going to finish there, aren't they? I suppose. By default once again. But that was a good race. I enjoyed that. I thought it was all very clean generally, apart from that one incident in the first lap, Alex. And apart from that, it was driven pretty well out there.
Yeah, that turn 1 is really, really tight, really, really narrow, and I think that's why we've seen a couple of little sort of incidents at the start. But I think everything else has been great.
I don't know about you. It always feels like one of those corners that you just can't get right, no matter what you try. It sort of tightens on you in a weird place, but if you go too wide, then you lose grip on the entry. And
yeah, there's multiple lines. It is a really, really tough one.
Well, that's some of these old tracks, though, Adam. That's why they're some of the best tracks. Some of the more natural, undulating circuits, the ones that are sort of just designed around what the landscape gives you.
I think that's what was based on the Circuit of the Americas as well. I think because without the undulation there, it would have probably been a pretty ordinary track. But yeah, similar to this, the Virginia International Raceway. The great undulating nature of the circuit really makes it really enjoyable to drive, and we've still got one more race to go, so we'll get to see it a bit more.
We will indeed. And Alex, well, reverse grid wheel time. I believe we might have a possibility. Do we have a possibility with slightly different pole sitter this time? Do we have anything lower than 16?
Yeah, we do. We have 15 and 16, so yeah, there is a potential.
Christian
right, here
Rose or Jos Honig, then.
Yeah, here we go then.
Bear in mind, Honig's got.
Would
a lot
help if
more
I pressed the
chances
right
than
button.
Bear in mind, Honig's got a lot more chances than Rose here.
Yeah, this is true. Oh, well, it's close to 15, but 20 it is.
Jos Honig then. Up to They'll be hoping Adam to get a much better start than this one when he ended up crashing with his fellow Dutchman Martin van Loozenhoorn.
Let's see what he can do here, Jos Honig. He's had a good season in the BSR Formula Renault, just getting up his record from the start of the season. Did pretty well. Was Faker Simsport Europe's biggest performer. Really took a few pole positions along the way. Took poles at Sebring, Laguna, Montreal, and was helped with his teammate Baxter getting some poles at Road America. So Jos Honig will be hoping for a good result in this 4th and final race of the day.
All right, and we will be back for that very, very shortly. So join us back here on Apex Racing TV after this break for round 4 of the BSR Formula Renault Series.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides in at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV, round 48 of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship in association with the Apex Racing League. If you can find a longer league title, I'd like you to tell me. Andrew Woodhouse with Adam Bath and Alex Simpson. And Alex, well, the league title is not short, and it's also not short on entertainment either.
No. We've had 3 good races so far tonight, and I think we're going to have a 4th. Overcast conditions, as we were just saying off air, and yeah, it's going to make for an even trickier first lap for these guys.
About as cold as you can get, Adam, out on the circuit. And we've seen a few incidents out there in the first, in pretty much every race. We've seen one little incident in the first couple of corners. So, yeah, we could well see something here.
Yeah, in the BSR Mazda MX-5 on Sunday, me and Sam Kumo had 21 degrees track temperature, and we thought that was probably one of the coldest track temperatures we've seen on iRacing. But yeah, this tops it, 18 degrees. It was at Spa.
It was at Spa, wow. How did they get on?
They got on pretty okay, actually, but yeah, we'll see how these Formula Renaults get on then. Honig on the pole, Rose second, Thompson third, 4th is Godfrey, Martin van Noozenhoorn up in 5th, Reverke 6th, McCutchinson in 7th, 8th Baker, 9th Denton, and George Lee Wright in 10th, Samuel Lebert 11th, Jack Keithley 12th, Pete Berryman in 13th, Graham Carroll in 14th, 15th is Chembala Bassi, 16th Tom Depka, 17th Stephen Baxter, and at the back in 18th it's Kip Stevens.
I think it's Martin van Noozenhoorn's race to lose this, possibly from 5th position on the grid. No disrespect to everybody else, but the pace he's shown, if he can get a bit of daylight and avoid crash, which he hasn't done for the last few weeks, he could be quids in here. Let's see. Any moment now. The red lights are beginning to come on.
Green, green, green.
And round 48. The BSR Formula Renault Series is underway. Not a bad start by Honig, but Rose is gaining here. Look at the 3 Apex Academy cars behind. Godfrey, Van Noozenhoorn and Thompson. Oh, it's very close. Oh, and off goes Rose.
Oh, goodbye. Yeah.
Goodbye indeed.
That's the cold tyres for you, just a little correction, and it snaps away.
NASCAR bend then.
There goes Thompson.
What's that? Thompson off. Oh, he avoids the wall there, so good from Thompson. Josley Wright and Samuel Lebert side by side. I think everyone's okay. Carroll making his way through as well. Van Noozenhoorn. He's up into 2nd.
This is close here for Verke and McCutchinson, and also the Apex UK car.
Lebert? Oh, Lebert's through. He just threw that. He just absolutely threw that in the inside there.
Carroll also in the mix there. Car off, that's a Verke. Everyone's
off as well. McCutchinson's coming back on. Oh, no.
That's Berryman.
Berryman with him. That was awful.
It wasn't very good, was it? As no.
He does survive, fortunately.
I'm not sure. I mean, you've got that stopped, do you reckon? Maybe?
I don't know. I mean, who else went off? They seem to get it stopped okay.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a good point. Point well made. Josley Wright going through on Graham Carroll. Oh,
yep, he's through. Harry's got Martin van Noozenhoorn leading the race now by 0.8 of a second already. He got past Jos Honig at the end of the straight.
good first lap for Honig, though, from pole position. He's got a good 3 or 4 seconds on everyone else behind, so if you can try and tag on to Van Noozenhoorn somehow here, might be able to make a good bit of progress. Baker is up the field well. He's up into 9th place. Oh no, he's not actually. Started 8th, didn't he? So actually he's dropped down on this lap.
The bear very slow on the straight there. I don't know what that was all about. Doesn't seem to be down
Wing
on pace
damage,
now.
possibly?
Or maybe a slowdown or something. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
Seems okay now.
Carroll's trying to come through as well. Keithley coming to half defend through this first sector. Can defend through here, Adam, fairly easily.
Yeah, pretty easy to do, but yeah, nice train starting to form here as we go up towards the S's. Oh, here comes Carroll, finding a gap where it didn't look like there was one. Here comes, this might not end well, viewers.
It's not going to go well. No, it hasn't. No, there goes Keithley.
I think he had to be the sacrificial lamb there.
Keithley might have ended up in Keithley there after that one.
What's
dear.
going on?
Godfrey and Carroll. Godfrey's hit Carroll. Oh no, they're both off into the wall there. Goes Carroll and yeah, that didn't go particularly well at all.
I think Graham asked a little too much from John there. We're 3 wide and on a narrow track, and it needed to be pinpoint accurate. And yeah.
Sorry, there's more drivers off. Christian Rose is off as well. Quite a few off there, Alex. Sorry.
LeBear and Leroy.
Did Godfrey get a bit of a twitch on? Did he?
A little bit, but I think there was just it was just so tight there, and you know, for the likes of LeBear and Graham running you know, that kind of wheel to wheel with the setups they've got, not so much of a problem. You know, they're used to that kind of thing. But yeah, it's unfamiliar to have a couple of pro drivers either side of him, and yeah, just couldn't quite keep it together.
Look no further to see when someone with talent faces someone without as much talent, Adam, as when I faced Wojciech Savidovic at Barber. What happened? I ended up on my roof.
Oh yeah, there's just the famous shot of just cutting to it, wasn't it?
It worked for quite a while, and then it didn't.
No, yeah, oh yeah.
As I ran out of talent. Oh, it was...
dear me, that was George Wright, wasn't it?
Very close, wasn't it? Yeah. It was good side-by-side action.
I remember you and me doing a Kia Club Series race. Is that Thompson and Baxter, is it?
Oh,
it's over.
Thompson's off, and Keithley's off as well.
Thompson gets going again in 13th. Keithley is now under pressure from Pete Berryman, who's on a resurgence. This should be the work of a moment, he says. Oh,
I don't know, Jack Keithley's not an easy one to get past.
He's already been bumped and banged around a couple of times this race. He'll have enough of that, I think. So.
Excuse me, he's definitely going up the inside here. There's no... Oh, Keithley twitches.
What's happened to Thompson?
Thompson spun, didn't he?
Again?
Oh, he's off again. Sorry. What's happened? Wait, how's he ended up over there?
He all of a sudden just shot at my timing screen, and I thought, what's happened to Thompson? And then
did he lose it through the south bend? He must have done.
Yeah, and because
wait. That's...
Yeah, he went back on and then went off, and I think he just pulled it off.
Oh, he went on the grass, and he ended up closer to the other side of the track than the one that he was on.
Oh, that's what put him so high up my timing screen then, cutting out that huge oak tree bend.
The other drivers just saw him going the wrong way and thought, hang on a minute, what's this? He came back on. He's probably avoided a slowdown penalty there, Alex, I would imagine.
He would have had to have come back to do that, yeah. Probably a disqualification, to be fair. But
if he'd have gone back the other way, he would have got disqualified.
Yeah, he's actually pulled it up as it is, so... Going to finish the race, and, you know, he should finish the race as well for his teammates, for points.
Did he get disqualified, or is he...
No, he didn't. No. So, yeah, I'm going to call him out on that one right now. Yeah, don't do that again, Josh. Think of your teammates.
That's it, think of the money, potentially.
Graham Carroll getting past Stephen Baxter going into the left hook.
Sorry, Adam, we've got a great battle going on at the back. Brilliant, between Depka and Godfrey and Stevens, Rose and McCutchinson. Depka's got a very, very damaged car, and he's somehow holding on ahead of Godfrey, whose car is in equally worse condition. And Rose, who's largely undamaged, is coming through now, isn't it?
Oh, Carroll's off. Graham Carroll's off, sorry. I just saw that on out of nowhere. Now he's in the thick of that battle.
Oh, he's back on. He's got damage, though. He's really slow as the Scotsman here. A lot of damage on the front of that car. Going to really suffer in the straight line. We saw Van Loosenhoorn losing about 3 seconds, Alex, earlier on the lap. Here comes Keithley. Going to breeze through here, Jack Keithley. Even with the slipstream, Carroll can't get out there. There's no space, Graham. Oh, and off.
Oh no, that's gone. That's disqualified.
Who is that? Berryman is DQ.
With Baker, I think it was just a little tag.
Oh dear. Well, we can't say that this is dull at all.
It's always the final race of the night, isn't it? That gets a little lively. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I didn't really think Baker did anything wrong there, to be fair. So just a tiny bit of contact, and of course Peter already had some. So
Berryman's disqualified. Carroll's got damage. Thompson got lost. Roy Ververke is thinking, well, I'm in 6th place here. I best try and
Oh, no, not anymore.
No. They've all ended up in a heap. Carroll's disqualified. Oh, dear. What has happened?
Well,
Oh, disgraceful scenes here. Oh, dear.
I'm trying to work out what happened there.
Well, was it Christian Rose? Was it Baker? Sorry, that's in the middle of that as well.
Yeah, looking on board, it
was Baker.
Keithley and Viverke going at it, and then I think Keithley tries to slot back in, and then Carroll's lunges up the inside, and yeah, contact's inevitable there.
Welcome to the House of Fun, Alex Simpson. You're going to be in the middle of this in a couple of weeks, mate.
Well, hopefully
Enjoy.
so.
Enjoy, you fool.
I think all these guys are quickly off to the hog pen. I think.
They have made the pig's ear of that, haven't they? Dear me. Baker and Denton, then. Let's see. Baker's probably got damage. Let's face it. Denton. Oh no, Baker doesn't have any damage at all. I'm surprised. He's just slow on the straight. It looks like. Denton is catching him. Paul, I think Paul might be up to 9th, is he now? Drivers complaining about grip on the circuit. Same for everybody, guys. It is though, isn't it? That's the overcast conditions. Alex, you've got to deal with what you've got, haven't you?
Yeah, that's it.
And if you're making mistakes, as I always say, drive slower, don't you? Martin van Loozenord is not driving slowly at the minute, Adam. He's got 12-second lead.
Baker through.
Oh, David Baker, yeah. Through into, is that 8th place now?
Yes.
Past Paul Denton. Back to where he started, those two. Stephen Baxter past Roy Viverke as well, going into left hook.
Denton having a look back on Baker. He's not going to get through that time.
Oh, what happened to Viverke then?
Viverke gone? Oh no, he's all right. He's still there. He's just down to 7th, I think.
Yeah, he went straight on at left hook.
Oh right, so he went for a jab, did he, instead of a left hook? Yes.
Thankfully, he didn't get KO'd though. So
no, not like Graham Carroll or Pete Berryman, no, or Thompson. Thompson KO'd himself, actually. Fairness. Stevens and Godfrey. Godfrey's got a hell of a lot of damage. Stevens is just thinking, well, this is
lost Baker.
Galore.
I think we just lost Baker, guys.
Oh, David Baker. He was
Hurry
in
up
8th.
and find him then.
Oh well, he went off into South Bend, and that's a disqualification, I think. Yes, it is.
Oh, it will be. Oh dear, David. Not the best meeting for Baker, I have to say. One of the worst I think I've ever seen from him. But Jack Keithley's rear wing is a mess.
Well,
that's like that half DRS that we saw last week.
It almost feels like the last race of the season or something, doesn't it? The amount of cars that we've got left.
We're only 1/3 of the way through, my friend.
Good grief! Oh no, we got 1/3 of the way through the season. I was going to say we're only 1/3 of the way through the race. 1 lap 7 and 9. Martin van Loozenord has a 15-second lead.
7 of 9. Are you making Star Trek references now? What's going on?
Martin van Loozenord could probably get on a flight to some other state and get back and probably still win the race. The way it's going. Jos Honig 2nd, Lee Wright in 3rd, Lebert still going in 4th, with Bollock Bassi in 5th. Only 2 seconds between those guys actually, and then Baxter 6th, 7th Viverke, 8th Denton, 9th Rosen, 10th is Jack Keithley now.
Our 5-year mission, Alex, is to see a clean Formula Renault race. Oh dear. No, we do. This is you've got to say, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the bear, dear me, almost lost it at the South Bend. And is he going to go off? No, he's all right. He locks up badly into the oak tree, but managed to survive that one.
George closing in on Honig very quickly now.
You know what you want, though, like I say, about some of the driving in this race. It's very entertaining. It's great for us to watch.
That's it. We've just got to...
watching through our fingers here, but we are watching.
Yeah, we just got to bust the popcorn out and wait for the chat and things like that. You know, from a neutral point of view, it's what you want, isn't it?
We're getting the popcorn ready for when you start driving in this league. That's definitely the popcorn coming out there, Adam, I reckon.
Yeah, I've never seen Alex Simpson. I've never commentated on Alex Simpson racing before, so there's time for everything there.
I haven't for a long, long time. He's in for a treat. As Martin van Loozenord is treating himself to a nice lead as well, 17.5 seconds. George Lee Wright, as we've mentioned, is closing in on Jos Honig's 2nd position. And Jos Honig, Alex, he started the season very, very well, didn't he? But sort of gone off the boil recently. A few bad races, really. But he's come back well with this one.
Yeah, it's just been quite consistent, I think, as Jos, and that's why he's doing relatively well in the AM Championship. So
these two may have some company on the final 2 laps, though, because they've got Samuel Libert and Chembo Lukbasi, who we've barely spoken about in this race at all, coming into the top 5. And where's George going to make this move? Adam, it's probably going to be on the exit of the South Bend, isn't it? And into the oak tree. Hopefully not into the oak tree. Hopefully past him into the corner.
Doesn't want to be picking the branches out of his car as they go through the bend now. And here he comes then onto the straight. Jos Honig didn't get the best run out of there, actually. George Leroy seemed to get a lot more speed on exit of the oak tree. But is he going to get it into the roller coaster section? No, he's closing. The Faker Sim Sport car is going to commit to the inside. And Leroy's going to try around the outside then. Here we go.
Just noticed George has got a bit of damage on the front of his car as well. So maybe that's just slowing him up just a tad. But he gets through on Honig there, up into P2. And a good race from George up into second place.
8 positions, George Lee right now. He's 18 seconds off Martin van Loosenhoorn, though, as he comes out of the hog pen, Lee Wright. Martin van Loosenhoorn's just on his way to NASCAR bend at turn 3 now.
Here comes Bollock Bassi, Adam, through on Libert, and that was easy. Very easy. Libert's got more damage on the front of his car, though.
Wonder if Libert might be nursing a bit of incident points as well, because he has been in the thick of it as well today.
1 second slower than Bollock Bassi as well, who seems to have, at least on my screen, Alex, quite a relatively intact Renault 2.0 then.
yeah, it looks pretty decent. The camera angles this week have been pretty awful.
Yeah,
pretty far away.
We need one of Istvan's cameras for this one, I think.
Yeah, he does such a great job, but yeah, I just don't think he's been here.
Here comes Bollock Bassi. He's going to try on Honig here. Not close enough, is he? Into this S's section. He might try and do it through South Bend as well. And set him up with a wider line. Honig hits the curb. And
Libert again.
Dear me.
Libert's wing damage is...
wow.
Oh, this is the final lap as well.
You see how much Libert closed on these two? I think he was slightly out of control, to be honest, but
Where's
it worked.
Martin?
Coming
already come through.
Coming through the hog pen, and he's going to be bringing home the bacon here.
Ah, very good. I can't match that. Martin van Loosenhoorn takes the win here at Virginia. His first of the night. And he done a very, very good job indeed. George Lee Wright is going to come home in second place. And Jos Honig is going to lose the podium in the last few corners.
Oh no. Bollock Bassi
and Libert, he might go through as well. It's going to be very close. Where's the line? Oh, Jos is sent to the inside, and he does.
Christian Rose has lost the position to Jack Keithley on the final lap. He went off in South Bend, I think, and that's allows Keithley through into 9th on the final lap.
Yeah, and that's still ahead of McCutchinson, I think, for Christian Rose. So still gets into the top 10. I think everyone else. We've still got some coming through the final sector, actually, those guys. McCutchinson's got rear wing damage. Tom Depka's got front wing damage. Kip Stevens has no damage. And John Godfrey has got damage to everything, I think it looks like.
Poor old John. He did get battered around this one.
Unfortunately for John,
Still finishes though,
it seems to have happened quite a lot and not always his fault.
Yeah. The critical thing, which I mentioned to John, is he must finish all these races.
And finishing he is. And in 14th place, which still gives him a decent haul of points.
Speaking of finishing, it's only for the finishing order then, as Godfrey comes across the line now. Martin van Loosenhoorn then takes the win. Second, George Lee Wright. Third is Bollock Bassi. A good final 2 races from Chem, actually. 2 podiums, a win and a third. Jos Honig in 4th, 5th Samuel Libert, 6th Stephen Baxter, 7th Paul Denton, 8th for Roy Verkerk, 9th Jack Keithley, 10th Christian Rose, 11th John McCutchinson, 12th for Tom Depka, 13th Kip Stevens, 14th John Godfrey, 15th David Baker, and then 16th Graham Carroll disqualified, and Pete Bowman also bit the dust there, and Josh Thompson, I think he had a broken car. So yeah, it might have been a disqualification as well for him. He finished in 18th place. Just looking at the cars that were on the bubble in terms of DQs, Tom Depker was on 10. The incident limit is 11 here, so he was cutting it fine. The same for John Godfrey, who finished in 14th place. That's the last car running. Jack Keithley, 9 incidents. Who finished? Jack Keithley finishing in 9th position. So those guys that were pretty close on the incident points, they were making sure they just managed to get to the end of the race.
Was anybody clean there?
Yes, we did have a few. Martin van Loosenhoorn, 0 incidents, along with Paul Denton, who finished in 7th. Stephen Baxter, who finished in 6th with 0, and Jos Honig, so 2 Faker
Very good.
Simsport cars, both got 0 incidents.
Oh, well done to them. That's pretty good. Pretty decent to end up with 0 incidents around this track, I think, Alex.
Not an easy track to get that. It's if you're pushing hard, you can pick up a 1x really, really simply.
All right then. Well, we have to leave you here, I'm afraid, quite quickly here tonight on Apex Racing TV. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We've had a lot of fun tonight, and I hope you have too. Join us again on Thursday evening as the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship continues. That'll be fun. 4 races of that, and also the Porsche Cup is involved as well. 2 more races for them. Okay, thank you everybody for joining us here at Virginia, and from all of us here at Apex Racing TV, we will see you next week.